Hi class, it's Daya. I am so sorry that I couldn't be present today to do my presentation um, live for all of you guys. But of course, I got summoned for jury duty the day before my presentation, so I decided to just record these clips and then add them onto my video. But for my project, I decided to interview my brother-in-law. His name is Daniel Villegas, and he's just going to be talking about his struggles growing up as a first-generation Mexican-American here in Southern California and Vegas. But I'm not going to do too much more talking. I'll go ahead and let the video speak for itself. And I apologize in advance for not being able to answer any questions. But here you go.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Villegas. I am a first generation Mexican American. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, and I would like to share with you a little bit about my background in education and professional work to hopefully put some perspective and context to some of the challenges that helped shape who I am today, whether it was growing up with a single mother, navigating identity issues, and other childhood challenges. As far as my education, I have an associate's degree in general studies from the American Military University. I have a bachelor's degree in applied economics from the University of Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm currently a graduate student at Johns Hopkins University for an economic security program. As far as my professional work, I spent 7 years in the Marine Corps as a radio operator. Uh, there, I got to deploy to various countries, live and work in a foreign capacity. I spent over a year and a half in various countries throughout Africa, the Middle East, China, and I was introduced to various cultures, identities, different norms, customs, and courtesies. And now I am a police officer in a major metropolitan city. Have been so for about 7 years. As far as my childhood, growing up with a single mother, a lot of the challenges that came early in childhood were financial instability. Uh, my mother was the head of the household. We relied heavily on public services, whether it's public transportation to get to and from school, or my mother had to transport through the bus and the train system. And eventually, in the teenager years, I was about 15 during the 2008 2009 global financial crisis, and that had a significant impact on our financial stability. I had an older sister. She was 2 years older than me. We were eventually we had to work during, I want to say, like during high school years. We had to work. My mother faced like job loss. Um, so a lot of the issues didn't come from cultural shock or identity issues. They came from, I guess, like the basic needs, whether it was like food, water, and a household. As far as identity, uh, being raised in LA, it's heavily gentrified. Um, Eventually, I came to realize that I was viewed as a person of color. I didn't really truly know what that meant. I never really saw it as a negative thing. Um, and I think my childhood was fast paced. It was, we had to like essentially survive, like get school done. What are we gonna do to hopefully get us out of this financial situation? So that was like a big driver for me. And being raised by a single mother, it taught me resilience, independence, and the importance of hard work and family and just being there for each other. That later transpired into the military, which was another family for me. And there's people from different cultures again. Um, and in childhood in my schools, like uh, everyone to me came from lower socioeconomic statuses. So I didn't really truly feel the impact of any identity issues. My father was in the picture, but I would only see him ever so often, every other week. So some of the challenges there were like the custody disputes. I think I became a police officer just from all the encounters I had with law enforcement during like childhood exchanges. I always saw them as helping other people. So I think that essentially inspired me to become a police officer. However, now I want to be a diplomat. I want to help others in different countries, that lack the resources that we have here in the United States, whether it's food security, economic stability, the basic needs. And then essentially, growing up with a single mother, I wouldn't change it for anything. I think truly embracing your culture, like, it benefited me. It got me where I am today. I think if I didn't have these challenges, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have the education that I have today. I wouldn't be curious enough to attempt grad school, attempt a bachelor's degree. So I never really saw these cultural identity norms as like any issues to me. I just saw them as just a societal perspective. However, I think we can all learn from it and we can embrace it and develop it into something that motivates you to become something better.
I hope you guys enjoyed the interview, and I apologize once again for not being able to do this in person. But I hope you guys all have a great rest of your year. Professor, thank you so much for being so kind all the time and for being such a good teacher. And I'm sad that I wasn't able to see the surprise you're going to bring us today or tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a good rest of your year and take care. Bye, guys.